Just for a fair warning, there will most highly definitely be spoilers in this video, just so you know. But the movie's still good even if you hear the spoilers, because to be honest, the low-key really wasn't anything too big to be spoiled in this movie. I hope that wasn't a spoiler. Anyway, comment below if you already watched it and what you thought about it. But for today's video, I'm going to be drawing some fan art from Netflix's new movie, Ultraman Rising, which if you haven't already seen, bro, what is you doing? Everyone needs to watch it. Well, mainly the girls. Yeah, y'all gonna like this one. I watched this with two of my sisters and we loved it, especially me and my sister who is like the same age, as we both love doing art. So when you're an artist, you don't watch movies the way you used to, or like other non-artists, because other people see a movie and be like, oh, that was a great movie, son. But artists will see a movie and repeatedly go back to a scene and be like, did you see the lighting on this animated movie? Or look at the way they drew this line. Or do you see this coloring? We will literally add about another hour to the movie because we are just in dumbfounded awe of how amazing and beautiful the movie was made. And we're not talking about the story or the voice actors or the director. We're literally just talking about the art. This was one of those movies. As much as I miss, like, you know, the original 2D hand-drawn movies like they used to make back then, there's something they just couldn't make, which was the realistic lighting that they now start making in 3D animated movies. It's just wow. Now, needless to say, Ken Sato is now the internet's favorite boyfriend as of this moment in time. Like, bro, do y'all see him? I'm going to shamefully say that the only reason why me and my sisters watched this movie was because we saw how handsome he was. But shut up! Y'all can't yell at me because that's the only reason why y'all watched it too. Don't lie to yourself. I mean, even if he wasn't good looking, we still would have watched it because the movie was still really good in the first place. We just wouldn't have watched it as quick as we did. But if we're speaking in plain forms, he definitely was stuck up and prideful and didn't think he needed anyone else. I can't say that he was selfish because, to be honest, if I had to shove all of my dreams of being an artist and living a peaceful life down the drain, all because someone else couldn't do it anymore, I'd be mad too. Like, I didn't sign up for this. This isn't fair. So I completely understand where he's coming from. And hey, he actually tried to be a hero. It just collided with his passions and he was sick and tired of it. One thing I thought was really cool was the way they did the eyes. Everyone had like the Japanese cherry blossom or like regular blossom in their irises whenever there was a close-up. While I was coloring this, I definitely said to myself, I need to study basic lighting when it comes to shading the face, because I sure as heck didn't know what I was doing. If it wasn't for the reference I was using, this definitely would not have turned out quite well. Best part right here, I literally love drawing highlights and glows to drawings. Sometimes a little too much.
Give me your money.
Okay, for this one, what made me make a Ultraman fan art video was, well, I was already gonna make one, but it solidified when my creative brain thought, you know who is similar to Ultraman, or rather Ken Sato? Ben 10, and that's when I had to make a YouTube video about it and let everyone know too. For everyone who has watched Ben 10, you know he was pretty stuck up too. Mainly when he was older, and that was something I really didn't like about him. Especially when he broke up with Julie. I was so freaking mad. Even though I was like, what, 9 years old? I loved Julie and thought she was so sweet and nice and pretty. Ben did her so wrong. I still wanted them to end up together, but at the same time I didn't, because I was just so angry at him. I was like, she deserves better. But at the same time, I really like Ben and they were just a cool couple and I wanted them to stay together. Didn't she just end it all in the end? I honestly can't remember, but now I'm sad. Oh, and do y'all remember Chip Chip? Also, who remembers Waybig? He was what originally sparked this whole Ben and Sato idea, because when I thought about it, Waybig is a giant alien just like Ultraman. They even have similar colors. Well, somewhat similar. And they both have like the same hero time limit when their watches or timers start blinking after a while and they revert back to their human form. Except Ken's timer is much more, how do I say this, efficient? I guess that's the word. At least he knows whenever he's about to turn back. Whenever he starts to get stressed or his energy runs up, Ben's was literally just about any time, even if he just turned into a hero a minute ago. It was a very faulty watch. Okay, now I do want to talk about the food, which to me was like the funnest part in creating this piece because of all the thought that went into it, at least to me. Now, I could have just had both of them eating ramen like in the movie, but I thought of something better. So Ken is Japanese and Ben is American, right? Yeah, Ken Ben. So if we're going to go off the basic stereotypes, shoot, and truths for that matter, Japanese people are usually more mannered when it comes to like eating food than we Americans. So he wouldn't be eating a sloppy, messy burger, but Ben would. And I said to myself, we're not just going to give him any old burger. We're gonna give him Burger Shack burger and chili fries with Mr. Smoothie smoothies. I'm a genius. For those of you who don't know what Mr. Smoothie and Burger Shack are, they're the fast food places the main trio went to often throughout the series and Ben 10. Those chili fries looked straight bussin'. I wanted to eat some so bad. They honestly remind me of Meh Burger from Sonic Boom. Sonic and the gang would always trash talk the place and how the burgers and food was disgusting and the service horrible, if you even can call that service, and how the place needs to be shut down. Yet they still went there what seemed like every doggone day. Like, how can you be the biggest haters and yet the biggest supporters at the same time? Make it make sense. But I guess it's literally like me when I talk bad about McDonald's, because the fries are bomb but be hit and miss most of the time, and Whataburger because the lines be too doggone long and wait time to infinity. Yeah, I am a frequent supporter. You know, gotta keep that hope alive that they're gonna be better. Honestly though, now I'm going to have to make a drawing or something of the two of them and Generator Rex. all because of the crossover they did with Ben and him, which was one of the craziest and coolest crossovers in my life. It was just so unexpected, especially since my siblings and I were fan raving about how they should create a series or something where they meet up, and somehow, lo and behold, that actually freaking happened. It was literally like when you fantasize about how someone needs to make a movie or a book or a video game about some ideas or story plot that you've made up in your head, and then it actually happens. It literally feels like one of those blessings from God. It was like, thank you, Lord, for letting this exist. It may not be 100% accurate to what you had in your head, but it's good enough. I honestly can't remember too much, though, about Generator X. I didn't watch it the way I did Ben 10. In fact, it's like an underrated show that got pushed to the side when little boys weren't watching or buying the toys as much as Ben 10. It felt like a one and done, honestly. I don't even think they finished the series. It only felt like 12 episodes or something. I'm pretty sure it got canceled. Oh my goodness, there were 60 plus 2 on-air episodes? Okay, now that shows how much I really didn't even watch that show. Now that I think about it, I do remember me and my younger sisters weren't even allowed to really watch it. At least not for a while. It was all because of one of my older sisters. I remember us watching it when it first came on. It was like the first 1 or 2 episodes or something. I got scared because it was a little creepy for me, and my older sister saw that and snitched and told our dad that we probably shouldn't be watching it since I looked so sick. And then my dad was like, yeah, okay, y'all can go watch something else. I was so mad, but at the same time, something inside me knew the truth. I started watching it about maybe a year or 2 later. Honestly, can't remember, but that's my story. That's why I don't remember much about the show, because I probably only watched about 12 episodes. I learned this trick of doing hair highlights from what I believe was either a YouTube artist or most likely an artist from Instagram Reels. Yeah, I think it was from a reel, or was it from Pinterest? But yeah, she had this art hack that when you don't know how to add highlights, just blotch on a blob of color, then take your eraser and just erase it. That's it. She did trim it up a bit, but essentially that's all there is. And that's exactly what I did in this piece. Excuse me. It definitely works when you want just a simple shine, but don't want to put all that effort and time in. It wasn't until I was nearly finished with this drawing and finna wrap up the filming for this YouTube video that I realized I hadn't even drawn any yet. Oh my goodness, guys. You know how sometimes there's a baby character in TV shows that's supposed to be cute and all that, and we're supposed to like it but don't really resonate with it or whatever? Well, this was not the case. I fell in love with Emmy. Emmy is the cutest baby right now. Well, she can't beat my son Grogu. He's forever at the top. But Emmy can join my family. I have my son Grogu, my son Kirby, and my daughter Yospcha. My adoption list is growing. But the entire time I was like, she's just so precious with those cute, fat, chubby cheeks. And all her little facial expressions she made. I definitely wasn't expecting her to grow wings at the end though. That was surprising. Now this is kind of like a bonus drawing. It was actually the first thing I did in this video, but it was very messy and simple, and I didn't feel like it was like, you know, worthy of being put on the internet. So I was gonna leave it out, but I was like, no, this was the original idea that sparked this whole video, so I had to leave it in. I just sped it up though. Ultraman's just excited to see another huge alien like himself, who he probably thinks is another Ultraman too, while Way Big is a little bit on the cautious side because he's trying to figure out, is this a friend or is this a foe? Because in Ben 10, quite often, well, it was more of half and half. A lot of times when there was like a new alien, it usually was a foe. Well, that's it for today's video. Everyone, go right now and watch this doggone movie. You won't regret it.